might be a good idea to take it for a spin.
In Dexter Original Sin, one of the most striking and successful elements is the casting of Patrick Gibson as a young Dexter Morgan. While the voiceovers that were such an iconic part of the original series are still delivered by Michael C. Hall, Gibson's portrayal of Dexter is so impressive that it feels as though he is channeling the very essence of Hall's Dexter. His performance captures the unsettling calm, emotional complexity, and unnerving presence that defined the character in the original series. Gibson is the perfect choice for the role, and his portrayal convincingly presents a younger version of Dexter Morgan, whose quiet intensity and psychological depth mirror those of the adult Dexter we came to know through Hall's performance. One of the most significant aspects of Dexter Morgan as a character is his chilling calmness, especially in moments of tension or violence.
How can you fucking eat at a time like this?
I could always eat at a time like this.
Patrick Gibson's ability to convey this quality with precision is a key reason why he is so well suited for the role. Like Michael C. Hall, Gibson portrays Dexter as a figure who maintains a cool, controlled exterior, even in the most high-stakes situations. Whether he is engaging with others or preparing for one of his darker moments, Gibson's Dexter exudes a sense of unnerving stillness. This calmness is integral to the character's identity. Dexter's ability to compartmentalize his emotions, his dark urges, and his attempts at normalcy is what makes him so fascinating, and Gibson carries this off flawlessly. Gibson's calm demeanor is reminiscent of Hall's portrayal, where Dexter often appears unaffected by the world around him, almost detached. In contrast to the chaotic and emotional scenes surrounding him, Gibson's Dexter stands in stark stillness, giving off an eerie sense of control and concentration that is crucial to the character.
Nice booth. Oh, my father actually works for Miami Metro.
This quality is not easy to portray, but Gibson embodies it perfectly, making his Dexter feel eerily similar to the older version, while still maintaining a freshness and distinctiveness that is unique to his performance. Another essential component of Dexter's character is his inner complexity. Dexter is not simply a cold-blooded killer, but someone struggling with profound psychological conflict. His need to balance his dark urges with his desire to connect with others and live a more normal life makes him a very compelling character. While Michael C. Hall's portrayal of Dexter was rich with emotional nuance, Patrick Gibson taps into this same psychological depth to present a young Dexter who is already exhibiting the same traits. Gibson's performance is marked by a subtle yet noticeable intensity, much like Hall's. Dexter's emotional turmoil and moral quandaries are never overt, but they are always present just below the surface.
Extremely unsanitary.
Gibson effectively conveys Dexter's internal struggle, particularly through his stillness and moments of introspection. The way Gibson's Dexter moves, reacts, and interacts with those around him feels like an earlier version of the man who would eventually navigate the complexities of his dual life as a serial killer and a family man. His portrayal of Dexter's dark side is especially compelling. While the young Dexter in Dexter, Original Sin has not fully embraced the complexity of his darker nature. Even after dealing with the nurse, Gibson shows glimpses of the character's internal conflict, hinting at the psychopath that will emerge. These quiet moments, often accompanied by Dexter's calculating expression or his ability to disconnect from emotions, feel like precursors to the more mature version of the character. Gibson doesn't just imitate Hall. He adds his own layer of psychological depth that helps the younger Dexter feel authentic and believable.
Problem?
Yeah, no blood.
No problem.
Patrick Gibson's casting as young Dexter Morgan is not just a visual match, but a perfect embodiment of the character's essence. His unnerving calmness, subtle emotional range, and ability to convey Dexter's internal conflict make him an ideal choice for the role. While Michael C. Hall's voiceovers continue to anchor the narrative with the familiar voice of the older Dexter, Gibson's acting captures the physical and psychological qualities of Dexter in a way that feels like a seamless extension of Hall's work. There is an almost unsettling accuracy in how Gibson mirrors Hall's portrayal from Dexter's subtle, predatory movements to his ability to appear emotionally distant yet deeply introspective. Gibson's performance doesn't feel like an imitation. Instead, it feels like a younger version of the Dexter Morgan we know, a young man who has yet to fully understand the darkness that defines him, but is already grappling with the urge to kill and his place in the world.
It was then I decided it wasn't Harry who was going to.
It's this ability to inhabit Dexter's psychological and emotional landscape that makes Gibson such a perfect fit for the role. Patrick Gibson delivers a performance that feels eerily familiar, yet entirely fresh as a young Dexter Morgan. His unnerving calmness, subtle psychological depth, and physical mannerisms evoke the spirit of Michael C. Hall's portrayal, while offering a nuanced take on the character. Gibson doesn't just look the part. He captures the essence of Dexter Morgan in a way that makes him the perfect choice to portray the younger version of Dexter. His performance allows fans of the original series to see Dexter Morgan as he might have been in his youth, a complex and chilling character who is still learning to navigate the darkness within him.
Probably wipe the floor before that dries.
Some fucking support, Dex.